All right, we're back. Now we are with part five. Well, whoops, part four, I should say, of our playthrough with the season with our paladin slash crusader guy. And I guess the sound. I think all sound issues have been resolved now. So it feels like part one did great, and then two and three just was not quite as way I wanted it to be. But I think we're doing pretty good now. It's just kind of where we are. I think we're at the point where we're getting ready to move on to Act 2, which is an act in and itself is nice and long, no pun intended. So I'm going to just do a quick inventory cleanup because I don't need any of that. And I will take a moment to see if there's anything I can buy that is of any use, which is Hmm. Really just lots of healing, but I will. You know, actually, let's just wait till we get over to the next spot because they actually give you. We're gonna skip this cutscene. Oh, there ain't a cutscene. Okay. We got an achievement. Yay. I skipped the showing of the achievement because I hit the escape button. And, another thing I'm going to do really quick is I am going to modify this a little bit. I think, let's see. Well, first of all, we're going to get rid of Shield Bash, and we're going to we're going to do the Steed charge here. Then Provoke, what's this? Cleanse. That's some healing, there's nothing wrong with that. And then we're using Smite right now. Try Punish. For now we'll just keep what we got. We'll just roll with what we have here. It looks like we'll do pretty good. So yeah, like chapter 2. Some people like chapter 2 more than other people. I mean, I actually think it's actually a pretty sweet, thing. You know what? Actually, let's do this. Cause it's not going. That way, we'll just do that, and that way we can really compare what we got here. See, most of these upgrades right now. See, that's a sideways upgrade, and that's just dexterity. I mean, critical hit, but I mean that gives us some life. Um, eh. Hey, an amulet. We don't even have an amulet, so we'll take that. And then, and really, at this point, we probably should be getting rid of, or at least starting to look to get away from using blue items. So most of what we're going to get damage output wise should be from our rares. But we will just proceed, talk to Shira. She ain't got nothing going on. And make our way out. Now, the thing about Act 2 is there are just some really big areas out here. Mainly the Desolate Sands, which is the main reason why I don't do... Hey, here are the chick. That's why I mainly don't do bounties on Act 2. I used to. There was a point where Act 2 used to be kind of my primary farming, bounty, running act, but then I just got really annoyed with, the Vault of the Assassin, trying to find that. It was all just extremely annoying, so I just stopped messing with it. So, I really just, I mean, it kind of just depends on the day, but, I mean, I'm primarily just in Act 1 right now. Anytime I need a key, because I've, for the most part, have figured out, Chapter 1, Act 1, whatever you want to call it. I will say chapter probably numerous times in the course of making these videos, but that's okay. Spend a good time today working on getting my pet doctor more optimized. So he's actually doing pretty good. I mean, there's still I still to this point really can't get to the next tier that I want to get to without my taskers. But I have a nice, interesting mix of items, of in-game items that are kicking in. So it seems like we'll be able to jump right into some of these higher tiers real quick. But I mean, it really just comes down to just your Paragon points and grinding out as much Paragon levels as you can. And with each tournament, you're just getting more. You're getting more experience with each tournament. So I always say, play in the highest tournament that you can comfortably. It just makes it all go faster. And then if you got buddies or that you're playing with, the process goes even quicker. I'm just usually not a believer. I feel like play the game naturally. Um, I guess the foot start up here, but I always say just play the game naturally and just grind out. I mean that's the whole point. It's like I was saying in my previous video. I know that whole grind, with the game. I mean that's not for everybody, and that in itself is just like if that's just not your thing. I mean you're like oh well. I mean then why even bother playing the game? That's just kind of the way I look at it. Just don't see a point in trying to do all that. Oh, here, hey, we got some bandits. It's crazy because I can't chase these guys as fast as I really want to. There we go. We might get a legendary or two that might help us out while doing this. Maybe. I don't know. They do drop. Get some low level. And then what'll happen is I'll get something low level that I really, I spent hours and hours trying to get, with my main characters. Like I'll get a level, 17 Stone of Jordan. That would just kind of upset me. I'd be like, really? I got the Ring of Royal Grandeur pretty early after getting my other stuff, so that is one positive. So let's find the other feat, which is probably, well, I know where it's at. It's down in this bottom corner of the map, so we'll just work our way back here with our slow-moving Crusader. It's kind of sad when you don't have your Paragon levels with you. You don't really realize how much of a difference that stuff makes until you start over again. But even then, if this was a non-seasonal character, then all the Paragon levels that you do have to that point would apply. And I mean, at a minimum, you at least be able to move a little bit faster than you would like this, as if you just freshly made the game or started the game, bought the game per se. Yeah, Smite just works really well. Yeah. So I got an achievement and a season achievement. I got 2 achievements at the same time. I really don't plan on doing a hardcore character, but even though it almost kind of seems like for a season, having a hardcore character be actually kind of cool. I guess for a season, it just makes sense, kind of up the challenge per se for what you're trying to do. So that I might do that. I don't know yet. I really don't know. I just trying to do the little bit right now, and I think the bridge is. Ah man, I guess wrong. Yeah. These are just some really big maps, for this chapter. Just lots of wide open spaces, and I don't know which one is necessarily worse. I mean, between that and corridors, and I mean, some people love it. I don't. I do like the environments though. It's very neat. I've always liked sand and fire and those kind of levels more so than ice levels. Nah, we ain't gonna use you. Stick to what we got. Even though I use her pretty much on every other character I have. I mean, she works really well with my Witch Doctor. There we go. We got a couple more elite packs over here to whoop up on. So we'll do that. And I keep forgetting I do have my horse to help me move faster. Yeah, there we go. I wonder what the cool... it's... I guess the stampeding charge has some decent cooldown. It's not the worst. I mean, if it's going to be a traveling spell, I don't think they would, if they want you to use it to navigate the map, I would imagine that it wouldn't want you waiting around too long for it. But I mean, then as the game goes on and you get higher Paragon levels and you start getting the gear that helps reduce that, then you probably will stand a better chance. I'm definitely going to use it. I'm going to spam this thing as much as possible. There you go. Y'all provoked. Heal me. The takedown. Don't know what that is. Find the whatever post. I have no clue where on that is. What? I mean, I know, or at least I just don't remember. Let's see. Blessed Hammer. That might, like I said, I'm thinking that might be where I take things going forward here. I can't believe I don't remember none of this. It's just been so long. So I thought, you go through and walk through the door, and I thought this was the next step, but it is not. I don't know how far I'm gonna take this particular video. I guess but we'll just play until a plot line that makes sense to close out on is reached. I said we're hitting that point. Leveling up's it's not gonna be happening as fast, and that sort. So we will just kind of just play it by ear. This will probably be. I mean, it's gonna be long. Like I said, this is the longest chapter of all 4. Probably followed by 1 and then 4 and 3. Like, and 5 is okay. Like 5 is a pretty decently length. Got good content. I mean, it had to have pretty good content in order for you to spend money on it. With some of these patches and changes. I mean, even just looking at this, I mean, you look at the features that they were just able to add to this game, just in a patch update. It sometimes just makes you wonder. I do think that the whole DLC expansion thing sometimes is a money grab. I mean, it kind of just depends on how companies utilize it. I mean, if it's great content and you feel like you're getting, value added to your product, then I don't really mind it. When I think games such as like Fallout 3, they added many expansions to Fallout 3, but everything, from the pit to, what was it, Operation Anchorage, and I mean, then they redid the ending to the game. Magna, come on, let's fight. Fight 1,000 demons. Look at that. Done. Painless. Preserving freedom. It's almost like being in America. The other thing that's going to make this go by a little bit quicker is I am extremely hungry and need food. Look at that, came out here, one sweep attack, and knocked all those guys out. That was pretty epic. Let's see. Some upgrades. A little more strength, slightly. But that's more of a toughness slot, so. And then a little bit more attack there, too. So we just got a little bit better. Ain't nothing wrong with that neither. Got my first gems, which I guess at this point in the game, again, it's not. I'm not going to spend too much time trying to craft this and build that, just because the gear is going to just constantly change. Nothing's capped out. It's just like farming for legendaries and Borderlands too. I don't see the point necessarily trying to, go out here and fight every boss to get, items when you already know that, hey, I got this level, 68. Get the max stuff. Get it. It's what it's there for. Legendaries are really in-game items to help you do in-game stuff in these kind of games. That's the whole point. But, if you get them early, great. But, it's just one of those things where you know that you will probably have to get it again. So it's like, don't even waste time. Okay, right now I feel like I'm just going in directions. I used to remember where all this stuff is, so this is why. Hey, we got ourselves some more of these midget guys. Let's beat up these dudes real quick. So I'm so used to using my witch doctor and letting. Damn, where'd that dude go? Oh well. And life goes on, just like the Tupac song. Not yet. A couple more mobs. And we may get ourselves a legendary up in here. Maybe. There we go. So see, when you're using the bounties, and after a while, or when you get close to your bounty, you get the little flashing air, little circles, and then you're like, hey, I just gotta go this way, or at least you know you're on the right track. In campaign mode, they don't show up as often, so. I got a lot of Hearthstone guys. Not a bad game though. Hearthstone is actually really awesome. Great game. I was thinking about doing putting some of my season matches of that up as well, but I figured I would wait until we got to that point where I actually do that. Wow, man, you just really just roll through here and just swipe out guys. Not quite sure how far we've made it on the length of this video. Did not get a timer. I did not, but on average 30-minute videos, but I don't feel like we've gotten that far. Right now we're just getting through content, slowly but surely. I'm pretty sure what we need to look for is probably in one of these buildings. I'm probably slowing down progress a little bit with my eagerness to want to open up everything. It says, find the lair of the witch. I think, well, I know where it's at. The Quidactodome. Just keep working our way through. We might get I would guess in the course of this video we might hit level 20. Just depends on how far I decide to go here. Text messages ringing. Yeah, I just need to find me something really good to eat. Hungry. Quizno sandwich, something. Pizza. You know, we have another college football game, Louisville, Miami, and you know, there's just something about sitting down on a, just sitting down and watching TV and eating food and playing and just watching a football game. So here's some cutscenes. Don't care. Like I said, y'all know what it is. Hit her with the provoke. Why you running? I'm gonna smack you with this chain. There we go. Level 19. Dang. Active skill category. Sweep attack. Trip attack. So we gotta do slot. Ramming speed. The horse crashes enemy damage and knocking them out of your path. Why not? I think I'm gonna use one of the laws. What's this? Law here. Attack speed. Yeah, we'll just go with law of justice, you know. Nothing wrong with that. And Smite probably has another. Oh, Slash has some more stuff. And then we got sweep attack. Let's see, it's a lightning attack. We'll just say with the fire. But let's go back to the hidden camp. Probably another cutscene that we don't care about. Whoops. We'll go talk to Shearer. I do got some gear. Let's see if any of these things are updates. So, I mean, just having 4 rolls on there, and that's a huge increase in damage and toughness there. Wow, that weapon damage is significantly higher. Wow. These bracers. I lose my primary stat here. I don't know if I want to do that. See, a lot of these blue items really are giving me like a higher. You know what? But it's a polearm. I don't know. We'll think about it. We do need to sell off the rest of this stuff though. So if I see a merchant laying around, yeah, let's. Well, and he actually might have some stuff to sell. That is useful because all these merchants have items that you can use. So we'll. Oh, update. That's an ring upgrade. So we'll do that. We'll sell everything off. Get my gold. Get my gold count up. I just lose too much other stuff here. I'm actually just gonna let this go. I am gonna get these new bracers though. And it's a helm. It's got more strength on it. More damage. That's actually not a bad upgrade. I think I'm actually gonna take that. How cool do I look? Yeah, I'm yellow. I look weird. Yellow's not a color that you think of when you think of a paladin, is it? So we'll go talk to homegirl again, see what she got going on. Or did I just beat her to her spot? Oh.
Let's go. I'll lead you to the palace. You are
Another cutscene. Let's skip it. Fight the bad guys. It's nice, quick, and that was quick and easy. Make our way on down.
Get out of here. I will cover your escape.
Might as well escape the Imperial Palace. If I can help it, I will try to make, hopefully chapter 2 will only be about 4 videos. That would be extremely optimal. Kind of an introduction, get through all the girthy stuff. But there are going to be some sections that are just going to take a really long time. There we go, provoke. Knock all these guys out. It seems like this is going to be a very fun class to play as, you know, come in game. So I'm actually very excited to get to level 70 and gear them up into some pretty good stuff. So I mean, I've been doing a little bit of research on what in-game builds I'm trying to go for. I don't know if I want to go for a shotgun build, and sometimes the builds just depends on what gear you have available. I mean, just like my wizard, you know, I'm trying to aim for getting a disintegrate build, you know, put together. But I mean, I love disintegrate. I mean, disintegrate. I think it's a really neat skill, and we go to the Wretched Pit. And disintegrate is just such a fun skill, just because it's almost kind of like making a Archon build without it being an Archon build. But again, you just still need certain items and certain sets, and I could still do a disintegrate build with certain items. But with the Witch Doctor, I was just a lot smarter with the game going through with the Witch Doctor. I learned so much, just, I mean, mainly through a lot of these YouTubers out there that are a lot more immersed into the game than I've been, and they, you know, these guys are sitting down and they're doing the math, and they're I mean, there's some guys that have been really good at getting good content, that, you know, that I've subscribed to and definitely vouch for their, you know, they put a lot of time into it, and I definitely appreciate those sorts of things, because, you know, it does make the game a lot easier, you know, for you. You know, I mean, you don't have to necessarily do everything what they do per se, but just being able to better understand the game mechanics and the sets, you know, and some of the things that you just need in order to progress, you know, through the game. And I think Blizzard also made it pretty easy as far as farming too. Let's skip this. Let's save this guy. I might use Punish and see what that skill is like. I mean, I really like this Smite though. Smite's been... okay. Smite's actually been treating me pretty well. Okay, so this is taking us back to the hidden camp. I actually think that this will be a really good stopping point here. So we'll talk to her. Yes, and so we got to talk to Leia here. So we'll take one last good look really quick here and see if there's anything that we can upgrade. So that does 10% more damage. Like I said, we're about at that point now with this legendary where we might have to let it go. I don't think it's necessary yet, but I mean just switching this out. I mean, look, we're jumping. And look how much we just jumped. I mean, it's not a massive jump in damage. But let's take a moment. I'll sell this off really quick. While I'm here. Wow, you can't buy any weapons that are worth anything. And we'll just go ahead and sell off all this stuff that's just going to take up a bunch of space. Flies all over my face. Okay, I have 2 rings that I can utilize here. This one seems like attack speed. This is just gives us more damage. Boom. We'll take that. And up against my legendary, it doesn't do anything. So these would be 2 more rings for itself. Anyway, so there we go. I think this is a good stopping point, and we'll pick up here and get into the meat of Act 2. So until next time, y'all take care.